Tonight's episode brought to you by the star. I hear you're a fine-looking group of recruits. And fly.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to episode 35 of Sunny Sit Down. We are going to be ranking every Walt Disney World pre-show, but we're not doing it with just me and Heidi. Usually we'd have like special guests and stuff, and these guys have been before, but this is the first time ever that we're doing it in person. We should have done the little reveal. Yeah.
And they were there.
Yeah, a little curtain.
But
We're live in person. We're live in studio.
They're seeing all of the little background stuff that's so official
behind the scenes.
But we're gonna rank all of Walt Disney World's pre-shows, and we'll get into that very, very soon. I should pull this up to see the comments here. So excited for everyone who is here. We'll welcome everyone in, and then we'll kind of get started on the pre-shows and the bracket. Of course, we haven't done one of these since we ranked all of the Disney animated movies, which has been like literally 3 months ago, I think, or 4 months ago.
That was like before
it's been a while before I left. So the last one that we did was that one, which was so long ago. So the brackets are back. So excited. There's more brackets to come later on, but we'll welcome everyone in, and then we'll get started. Also, like I feel like you guys could introduce yourselves.
Oh yeah, maybe we should.
Which I feel like a horrible host that I didn't, because I just assumed that people know we're like
at the end.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Oh, anyway. Sorry. I'm not used to live. I'm used to being able to cut. My name's Katelyn. This is my husband, Austin.
Hello.
And I have a channel. It's called Magically Katelyn. Austin
Oh, yeah,
appears on it sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just went to Disney World with these two guys.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
And we're just like a little family.
Yeah.
So you guys already know them.
I tried to
course.
copy it, but it's too. I'm gonna do it.
Well, yeah, we're gonna put their channel, their Instagrams, because now Austin has an Instagram, which is so fun. Extension of the brand. Look at that, so smart, you guys.
Extension of the brand.
But we're gonna welcome everyone in, and then we'll get started on ranking these pre-shows. Kennedy, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Brianna, welcome. Thanks for being here. Caroline, welcome. Kaden and Happy Travel Vlogs, welcome. Thanks for being here. Kim and Tacey are here. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. And then Brooke is here. Welcome and thanks for being here. And Magical Castle Company says hello here with Anna. We're taking pictures of their Christmas line.
That's fun.
Ooh, cannot wait to see. I love Christmas so much. That's gonna be so much fun to see. But yeah, welcome in everybody. And I hope that we're all gonna play along in our live chat here down below. I'm just gonna add our other little screen here. We're gonna do what am I doing? Window.
I was like, what is that? It's never
Screen
looked like that before.
I know StreamYard updated some stuff. There we go. Pull this way for a second because we're going to welcome in Haley and Tommy, and then we're going to get started. Welcome. We're going to get started here. Are we excited?
Yeah.
I hope so. I'm excited too. I think this is like a fun, different thing that you would never really think about. And once we introduce our little segment, Katelyn's going to help give us like the rundown with me. We're gonna. Caitlin was like, "What? What am I doing?
What am I doing? What am I doing?"
Here we go. We love a bracket battle. We're excited about it. I'm excited about it. We're gonna drag this on over here. Whoops. Geez,
You're out of
technicalities.
practice.
I am, because I'm not used to like sharing this screen and putting all this stuff in. There we go. This is perfect. We're gonna center this, zoom this in. Look at that. There we go. Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, we're going to be ranking all of the pre-shows at Walt Disney World, like we said. And the pre-shows, of course, are not with every attraction because not every attraction has them. Certain ones, there's actually 17 to be exact that have a pre-show, which means that one of them got a bye to the second round. The other 16 will battle it out in a first round. And Katelyn, why don't you help us determine kind of how we have to vote on these things?
So when we're voting for everybody, for us, and also for you guys in the comments, we want you to be thinking in your head, we're not voting for the rides. So even though these might be the best rides that are there, we're voting solely for the pre-shows. So think of things like how the pre-show makes you feel, how it tells the story of the ride, how it draws your attention, how it holds your attention. Are you pulling out your phone in the middle of the pre-show? Stuff like that.
Yeah. And are there like cool effects that happen?
Yeah.
Is there cool little things? You can also factor in like some of them, maybe the crowd people in there aren't like respectful of the pre-show. Hint, hint, if you know what I mean. And that might affect your voting on the pre-show, and it could make it a bad experience. And it could be that it was like designed that way, or it's just people in the pre-show. So of course, yeah, we're not ranking these based on rides. A ride that maybe isn't as good could beat a pre-show of a ride that's incredible and the best. We will vote. So each of us will get our own vote. So 4 votes here. And then everyone in the comments will get to vote as well. So you'll pick one or the other. And then we'll go until we have one winner left at the end. We'll kind of give our reasonings for why. I think as we get on, maybe there'll be some that are more tight and like more tough to decide. Some at the beginning might kind of just be run-throughs, but we shall see. So if we're all ready, we'll give a big thumbs up down in the chat and we'll get started. Stacy, welcome. Thanks for being here. So fun that we get to do this in person. They came for the weekend, which is great. And we've just had like a low-key chill, right? Like weekend. Yeah. And then we're like, oh, but we're going live. And it's like, that's okay though. It's still fun. It's like our first in-person live stream. Look, Heidi's ready. It's always Sunny's ready with the thumbs.
Yeah.
Everybody else is ready. All right. First up, those thumbs. Yeah. Really stretch them out. Okay. We're going to get started here. I'm going to add this to our stage. And our first battle is going to be the Soarin pre-show going up against the Muppet Vision 3D pre-show. And I'll try to give a little like rundown of each a little bit. Of course, the Soarin one has Patrick Warburton in it, and he welcomes you to Soarin and goes over the rules and the safety stuff. And there's like cute little bits like the nice work pal or taking off the Mickey ears. Muppet Vision 3D is a bunch of the Muppets that go over the safety stuff, mostly Sam Eagle from the Muppets. And they have all of like the little screens. So both of these are more screen-based, like pre-show, not really too much else around them. The Muppet Vision one might have like more decor and stuff, but which way are we going with this one, Katelyn Austin? Do you guys have a direction that you want to go with this one?
Would you like me to go first? Yeah. Okay. I am going to go with Soarin because I enjoyed the pre-show. I know it well. If you were to say this pre-show versus this pre-show, to think about it in my head, the Soarin one instantly comes up. The Muppet one, not so much.
That's fair. Yeah. So 1 vote for Soarin.
I'm going Soarin as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Same kind of reasons.
Yeah. Heidi?
Yeah, I'm voting the same thing because I don't even really remember the Muppets pre-show, to be honest.
Yeah, like I think with that one, the only thing that I like remember from it is I think that they say that they have like a special guest and that it's like Mickey, but it's like the mouse in the Muppets who has, or like a rat who has like mouse ears on. And he says that he's like Mickey and stuff, which like people laugh at. But Soarin, to me, like when I think of pre-shows, like Soarin is one that I think of right away. I think because it is like iconic, there's like fun things around it. And I think because like the actual like pre-show room, there's not much into it. I think that it like adds a lot more with it. So I'm also going to vote for Soarin. So 4 votes for Soarin. On our end, Kennedy votes for the Muppets. So 1 vote for the Muppets. Brianna votes for Soarin, as do Haley and Tommy, and Happy Travel Vlogs. Caden is voting for the Muppets. He's back with the emojis, which is going to throw me for a loop on some of these, I'm sure. Caroline says also Soarin, and so does Magical Castle. Kim says the Muppets. So does Tacey, and then Brooke. And Stacy say Soarin, and Gracie is here. Welcome, Gracie. Love you and miss you too. All of us do, I'm sure. And she also votes for Soarin. And Tacey says his name is Rizzo. That's right, of course. The rat pizza, obviously. That makes sense. Thank you, Tacey, for correcting me. So I think that these are both, like I said, maybe like pre-shows that aren't super like
elaborate.
Yeah, like they're kind of just more basic. And like also some of these as well, which I forgot to mention, some pre-shows are more like rule based or like safety based, and then other ones are more like I think story based. So we'll see kind of if that factors in as well. So Soarin is going to move on with a score of what, 12-4?
Yep.
There we go. Mr. Patrick
Dun, dun, dun.
gets to move on. Next up, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this so that it's just a bit closer, if that'll work
Oh
for me.
boy, that's risky. I feel.
There. All right, we have the Avatar Flight of Passage pre-show, which is of course on the left, and that is I don't even know his name, like the doctor. I just know Dr. Seeker from Dinosaur. So someone, if they know this fine gentleman's name, you can leave it in the comments. And then the test track pre-show, which is of course when you create your own car, and you get to kind of go through like the little like a process of picking like the power and all those things. The Avatar Flight of Passage one, of course, is the first room where you get like linked with an avatar. And then the second room, of course, is also still part of it, where Dr. Jackie Ogden kind of talks more about the avatar like program and stuff. But of course, this one's iconic because of Fly. So I don't know. I'm going to vote for the Flight of Passage one, which might be controversial for me, but I think it just adds more to the story. Katelyn kind of told me like I've kind of hated on this like doctor guy, but she's like that's like part of the bit. So I feel like I'm gonna vote for that one. I also like
Katelyn educated him.
Yes, to be honest, I don't really have like interest in like making my car every time. Like I get that you have to do it and stuff, but I just think that this one adds more to the story. What about you guys?
Want to go, Heidi?
I'll go. You also have a...
No.
Sorry.
It's probably sweat. I'm like so
no,
warm.
it was the eyelash. It just really bothered me. A Billy. So I'm going to go for the Avatar one as well. I know everyone thinks it's annoying, but I actually genuinely like it.
You do. You smile the whole time.
I'm like actually enjoying it. So I think it's just because I like the ride. So I just feel like every single time I'm like, oh, it's so cool. You're gonna join me with an avatar and all that stuff. So, and I also just like don't like test track. I know Katelyn said don't like influence the ride, but like
no, it draws you in more. Like
Yeah.
it brings you into the story,
That's
which
fair.
is exactly what it needs to do.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes. So that's all I'll say about that one.
You wanna go?
No, you can go first.
Okay. I am also going to go with Soarin. Flight of Passage.
Hey, Katelyn's favorite pre-show. Sorry, that's on her mind always.
Flight of Passage.
Wow.
I'm like reading the comments ahead, and like I agree with Haley and Tommy. I think
Where
with
is it
what
up
they
here?
said, like with how it's interactive.
Yeah.
But I hate how long you are in that room for.
You're just
Because
chilling.
it's like you're just waiting there, and you're like, I made my car 20 minutes ago, and I'm just sitting here, not actually, but, you know. So
Yeah.
that's why I just feel like it's a little bit long for what it is.
That's fair.
I'm voting Flight of Passage as well.
Wow, guys.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good
like
job.
yeah, no, I don't mind it at all. I think that it is part of the bit, like how he's like so quirky and weird and like stumbles over himself and he's like trying to
Like he's a scientist, he's awkward.
and it really gets you in and you know what's going on. You get
That's
the
fair.
idea
That's
of the ride and then
Yeah.
Yay.
I like it. Okay, well, 4 votes on our end from
Vote
Flight of
for it.
Passage. I'm also going to welcome in Mr. Tyler here. Thanks for being here. Voting for both Muppets and Soarin earlier. That's fair. Tacey's voting for Test Track. So is Kennedy. Says, I can't stand Dr. Stevens. Magical Castle says Flight. Haley and Tommy, like Katelyn said, voting for Test Track because it's interactive. Brianna says Flight. Stacy says she's voting for Test Track. Magical Castle says Old. Test Track would have won. We got 1 vote for Flight of Passage, another for Test Track. Caroline says, don't even get me started on the Flight of Passage. A pre-show Test Track all the way. Wow. Kim's voting for Test Track. Tyler says neither. They're both very repetitive. Brooke is voting for Flight of Passage. Gracie's voting for Test Track because the Flight one is way too long. And Pamela says hello, voting for Flight of Passage. Welcome in, Pamela.
It's close.
It's very close.
Are we gonna call it there?
We'll give it like another second here, but I know that people don't like the doctor, and I knew that would be an issue with like
Like the
Dr.
first-
Stevens. Yeah,
this
that people don't like him. So
Yeah.
maybe that's part of it, or maybe it is long. I don't really know if I find it
When
long,
you-
but I haven't done Test Track in a long time, so I don't really know like how long you're actually in that room. you
Well,
know?
and when you get stuck in that room with Doctor
Yeah.
what's his name,
Yeah.
it like takes a minute when he's like, oh, I just gotta go check on something.
That's fair.
Like that,
Yeah.
that
That's
does
true.
suck.
Yeah. That's also true that there are things that happen with the pre-show that maybe
Make
could
it
affect that could
longer.
not work. So are we going to vote this with if it's perfect? Because like some of them have animatronics that could not work.
No, we'll vote perfect.
Okay.
I feel like
Deal.
it's
Okay. Well,
Yeah, when it runs
when it runs
perfectly.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Flight of Passage is moving
Yeah.
on by 1 vote,
crazy.
beating out Test
Wow.
Track.
I'm
So
actually
move that one on.
surprised, but happy.
I'm surprised how close that was, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. Next up, we have the Haunted Mansion, which is, of course, the stretching room and stuff, which is super iconic. And then the Enchanted Tiki room, which I didn't even know how to pre-show, which is basically this little waterfall here, like opens up, and there's some birds under there that talk, like 2 animatronics that kind of give you like a rundown, basically how we're almost like ready for the show, like and stuff like that. So yeah, very different pre-shows, and I think I know which one is gonna slide on through. You guys
Yeah.
in the back.
Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion. I won't
Haunted
even
Mansion.
take
Yeah.
time to.
I feel like that
We'll
will
save it for
we'll maybe
later.
save it for later with Haunted Mansion if there's anything else. But Haunted
It's not
Mansion,
really fair.
no. I think the
Well,
poor
I
Tiki
don't really
room.
think Tiki
Caitlin
room
was
is-
like, I didn't even notice that Tiki room has
Yeah,
anything there, or maybe they just like sometimes don't even have it. You
because
just kind of
sometimes
walk
you
right
just
through.
walk right on.
if it's a
So
walk on.
Yeah. So who
Weird.
knows? We'll see what everybody else says, but we're all gonna vote.
I've only been on the
Haunted
Tiki
Mansion.
room one time.
I think
Yeah.
we've been on it once as well.
Yeah.
I did it once on my program just because everything else was so busy, and it was cute. There's lots that happens in there. To be
Yeah.
fair, there's like a scene where there's everything going on. But the
That's
pre-show,
crazy.
I only like knew because it was a big long line because it was raining. So then I got to stand there and actually watch it. So that's fun. We'll see. I'm sure this will be a Haunted Mansion
Yeah,
easy one here.
definitely.
Kennedy and Caden are voting for Haunted Mansion. So is Brianna and Caroline are also voting Haunted Mansion. Tyler's voting for both as well, which is very funny. Haley and Tommy say Haunted Mansion. Tacey as well. Gracie has a soft spot for the birds, but is going for Haunted Mansion, Magical Castle. And Kim are also voting for Haunted
Someone
Mansion.
mowing their lawn.
Maybe, or they're doing some work. Yeah, maybe if you
They're
hear some
mowing their
noise.
lawn at 8.
Happy
Yeah.
Travel Vlogs, Haunted Mansion,
So
Stacy and Pamela as well. And then Tyler says, I think the Tiki Room pre-show is for busier times at the parks. That's fair. That makes sense. Well, it's a clean sweep there for Haunted Mansion.
Well, no, Tyler gave
Oh, yeah, true.
half his vote.
Half
True.
was Tiki.
True. Half a vote for the Tiki Room pre-show. I think the Haunted Mansion is going to be a tough one to
Yeah.
take
maybe.
down.
Keep your opinions to yourself.
Sorry. All right. Next up, we have the Tron Light Cycle Run pre-show, which is basically when you walk in like that little hallway and then you stand in like a room that seems very small, to be honest, which is why they don't let like a lot of people in there. And then it kind of does like a little thing on the screen, and then there's like some music and then a voice, and then it like opens up, it looks like, and then you see the ride vehicle shoot like at the launch. And then of course Rock and Roller Coaster, which is iconic with all of Aerosmith
No.
there, and what?
I said no.
What do you mean? You can't factor in the ride.
Everyone's
Heidi.
voting already.
Rock and Roller Coaster, of course, and then you have all of the like iconic moments of
Wow.
like, wait a minute, I love that idea and that kind of stuff. I think this one's super easy for me, but Heidi, why don't you go first?
I'll go first. So
No
I'm voting
way.
for Tron.
Oh boy,
Oh my gosh, I like can't stand rock and roll.
but it's not the ride.
I can't stand the pre-show.
listen.
No, I can't stand the pre-show. I love when I don't have to stand in that room. It's
I love the
so
pre-show.
long, and they pack you in there so long. And then when you're waiting the pre-show, you go through, and then it's still a long wait when there's actually a line. I'm only doing it if it's a walk-on. And Tron is cool. It's like 2 seconds. The pre-show's over. Perfect.
You guys?
Perfect. I'm gonna say Rock and Roller
Oh
Coaster.
my
as well.
gosh.
I just feel like also
I-
you have to think about at the time we were talking about this kind of
That's
last
what I'm
night,
saying.
but like at the time that it came out, it was like you were like, whoa, like
Yeah.
Aerosmith is literally in the room with us. This is so cool. Like that's how it
I
felt.
agree. And then like
Sorry,
they talk
everyone.
back to the cast member.
Yeah, like it's so cute.
Which I will
Sorry.
say, like sometimes you get a not enthusiastic person there sometimes. I like when it's like an enthusiastic person who like yells like, what about some backstage passes?
Yeah.
I love that. So I don't know.
Nice.
Austin, what about you?
Rock and Roller Coaster. Yeah.
Me too.
Like it's
I-
not
Me
even
too.
like that's like easy one.
Well,
for me.
and to be fair, like we only ever saw the Tron one once.
That's true.
Because
we got
when we would
earlier
go-
groups,
when
right?
we would go in the morning, we wouldn't even stop
You
in that room.
bypass,
They would
yeah.
just walk right past
That's
it.
true.
So it didn't really feel like a pre-show at sometimes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think that it is a
That's
cool
really
concept though, how it's like
Yeah.
quick and it like transports you into the grid.
Well, and the
I think is
first
cool or
time-
whatever.
Sorry, the first time that we went on it and we saw it, I was like, "Whoa, that's actually really cool."
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep. All right, we're kind of split over here, 3-1.
Mhm.
Heidi the Rockin' hater.
Sorry.
Just kidding. Brianna and Kennedy are voting for Rockin'. So is Gracie and Tacey. That rhymed. Kim is voting for Rockin'. Haley and Tommy say Tron when that screen
Thank
clears.
you.
It's so cool, but very disappointing when it doesn't work. That's fair. I think that with me and Haley and Tommy, we didn't have the pre-show. I'm pretty sure the one time. Stacy's voting for Rockin', Magical Castle as well, and they say anything other than Tron. Caroline and Pamela and Kaden all voting for Rock and Roller Coaster. Happy Travel Vlogs is voting for Tron. Tyler says, so hot take. I felt that Tron was overrated. Haven't done Rock and Roller Coaster, so I'm going to go with Rockin' based off aesthetics. Plus, Tron's queue is poorly designed. And Haley and Tommy agree with Heidi, saying that it's too stuffy in the Rockin' room.
It does get stuffy.
That's fair. That's fair.
That carpet is probably gnarly.
That's true.
Well,
Rockin's
won
moving
by a
on.
mile.
They did.
So
if you're new to the brackets, how this works, we do one side and then it moves over to the other because that's, I guess, like just how this little system does it. So Rise of the Resistance is the one that got the bye round. I got to move on because we're thinking about it and we're like, it's got to be the most in-depth pre-show. And like I put like on our story like a couple days ago, what is considered the Rise like pre-show, and it was pretty easily one side. So I put like the Ray and BB-8 like room, like that first room, or everything up until you're seated in the ride vehicle, and everything until you're seated in the ride vehicle easily won, which upon like further reflection, I guess that it makes sense. Right, guys?
Yes.
Easily. So I think
I disagree, but that's okay.
fair. So for us then here, the Rise pre-show is going to be the Ray and BB-8 room, the little transport vehicle, all of the stormtroopers, the Kylo, it is his name like General Hux thing, like up until you're like saved by the Resistance and sat in the escape vehicles. Okay. And then Soarin is the same, the Soarin video. And I think that this one will be pretty easily maybe Rise, but I could be wrong. What about you guys? You guys in the back?
What did you vote? Did you vote? Sorry.
No.
Oh. Do you want us to vote first?
Yeah, go for it.
I am going to vote for Rise because I feel like it is very in-depth.
Yeah.
And it's very intricate and it's well thought out. And it's funny because this whole part is the line, but you don't think it like it doesn't feel like the line at all. It feels like you are finally on the ride once you get through that Ray room. I feel like that's how I feel. Even though realistically it is all the pre-show because it's like they're just prepping you for the physical ride. So I think that's part like I think that's cool. So
it's fair.
I vote for Rise.
Yeah, I vote Rise as well. Yeah, same reasons. I think like you can probably like you could argue that the part where you're waiting in the starship isn't really the pre-show because you're literally just waiting in line and it's just themed, which a lot of rides have themed queues.
Right.
But you definitely have to include the Kylo and General Hux part when you're in the prison.
Yeah.
And then the ship when you're in the ship and they capture you, and then the Ray room. So it's just like
there's lots there.
It's so much. It's so in depth. Yeah. So Rise.
Go ahead, Heidi.
Yeah.
The pre-show only, not the ride, because I know that like Rise isn't your all-time favorite.
I have to vote for Rise. If I'm voting for the whole everything, then I have to, because obviously. But then I feel like there's not even point of doing this live because
I don't agree because I don't think it'll make it.
We'll
really?
See. We'll see. We shall see.
Okay, I'll vote for it though because I feel like at this point I can't not vote for it at this point.
That's fair.
I think in comparison, also,
Yeah, no, you're good.
Like in comparison to like what we're voting against, right? Like Rise versus Soarin.
Yeah.
Soarin is more of that like informational safety. And Rise really keeps you in the story.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So.
And if it works all perfectly, like there's been times where like I didn't get like the Ray thing and stuff, but like when it works like perfectly, like or that time that we had to wait in the little prison room for like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, that was
pretty
like
seamless.
If it works perfect, it's pretty cool how it tells like the story of how like you're gonna be. Yeah, I just think that it's very cool.
Yeah.
So I'm also gonna vote for Rise. I think that Soarin's a cool, nostalgic, very like 90s one. But like you said, Katelyn, I think it's more safety, whereas Rise is very story and immersive and just very crazy. So we'll see what everybody else has to say. Brianna also says Rise, and so does Caroline. Haley and Tommy say no competition, voting for Rise. Stacy and Gracie are also voting for Rise, and Gracie votes because I like Poe telling me I'm a fine-looking recruit. Very funny. That is good. Kaden is also voting for Rise.
Same.
So is Kim and Tacey, and Kennedy is voting it because she loves Kylo. Happy
Nice.
Travel Vlogs and Steve, welcome in, are also voting for Rise. And Pamela says, I enjoy the laughs in the Soarin pre-show, but Rise takes the vote for me. So it's a clean sweep for Rise, which I figured that it's going to do pretty well, but we'll see if it makes it all the way. We're going to have it move on for now. Next up, we have the Haunted Mansion up against Avatar Flight of Passage. We've already talked about these, but I think these are both very different pre-shows. One of them, of course, is very older. Another one's very new and maybe has more like technology and stuff. But which way do you want to go, Heidi? We'll start with you.
I will go with Haunted Mansion.
Wow.
Yep. Just to prove that I'm not being biased.
With the ride, that's fair.
No, I think Haunted Mansion's like a classic. It's super cool. I really like it. I feel like I sometimes like that part of the ride more than the ride itself. Like, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Yeah, that's why I'll say that.
I'm also voting Haunted Mansion. I think it's just so cool and so like unique and very different. And I love how like you like just like the little like the guy's like voice and stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say. Like I like when he comes on and that like it just adds to the whole effect. And I know this one is not the actual like elevator, but it feels like it's moving, right? Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote Haunted Mansion as well. And I was gonna say like I know it's not at Walt Disney World, and we have never been to Disneyland, but like the fact that is the transportation like system
is crazy
at Disneyland is like so cool, and that just,
I agree.
Like, bumps it up for me.
Yeah.
All the same reasons.
Katelyn?
I'm gonna vote for Haunted Mansion. And again, at the time, like you have to think like when this ride came out, again, it's like when you kind of watch that, you're like, whoa, like is this haunted room actually stretching? Like you really think that. It's crazy. It's so fun. And every time I get the chills. Like I love it. I love it so much.
I agree. So we'll see. I think everybody else will be on board because of this poor
doctor.
Which is so funny.
It's bringing the team.
Kennedy and Brianna and Haley and Tommy are all voting for Haunted Mansion. Sorry.
You okay there, Brandon?
Yeah, sorry. Tyler is also voting for Haunted Mansion. So is Magical Castle Company and Kaden, Tacey and Kim and Caroline. All voting for Haunted Mansion. Pamela as well. Steve says this one's the closest one so far, but Haunted Mansion for sure. Gracie also Haunted Mansion faux show. And Happy Travel Vlogs also Haunted Mansion. I think this is like the dark horse, but not a dark horse. Like it's a very strong contender, and we shall see.
Is it strong enough?
I think it's a strong contender.
This is crazy. Yeah. So this is the left side of how the bracket worked out, but Rise of the Resistance against Haunted Mansion. And I think this is maybe where it gets more in depth of the reasoning. I don't know if it or this is easy for you guys. Katelyn, do you want to start? No? No?
I'll
you want to
go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Austin.
I'm going to vote for Rise. I think that Haunted Mansion is like, there's nothing wrong with it. And I have nothing bad to say about it, but Rise is just so much more.
It's fair.
Like it's just more. Like you get the Ray Room and BB-8, which is like just so fun in the first place. And then you get the ship, and then you walk in one way, and then it spins around, and you're like, how did this happen? And then you're all of a sudden you're in with all the stormtroopers, and then you get captured by Kylo, and the room's like shaking, and then like they rescue you. Like it's just like there's so much more. Yeah. Where Haunted Mansion is good for what it is, and it's like I have nothing bad to say about it again, but it's just Rise has so much more to it.
It's fair.
I'm ready.
Katelyn, you're ready.
Go, Katelyn.
I'm going to vote for Haunted Mansion because I was thinking back to what I said at the beginning, and I said, how does it hold your attention? Yeah. And all I could think about was when Austin, Heidi, and myself went on Rise, and when we were in that transport ship, I was like chit-chatting, and I was on my phone, and it's true, and it was kind of like, I was kind of over it. Like, but when I'm in Haunted Mansion, I never pull my phone out, like only to film. That's because I'm so like, oh my gosh, like I love this ride. And it really like, I can't believe I'm like, it's a hard one because I just remember the first time I rode Rise, I was literally just like, oh my gosh, like totally held my
like attention like
for the whole time.
I will say, do you also think that could be possibly because the Haunted Mansion one is in the dark? Whereas you wouldn't pull out your phone also because you're like, I don't want this light showing off.
Yeah, but I
Everyone
also was
ruining
just
it.
like chit-chatting and we
Yeah,
kind of
fair
walk
enough.
around and we laugh about it because it's like we're just like kind of over it. But this one I still feel kind of spooked. So I'm gonna say Haunted
That's
Mansion.
fair.
That's my final.
Okay, Heidi.
Your turn.
Well, like I think like what's hard about these is I think if you said like my first time ever doing it, it's easily Rise because it's just this is crazy. And I still feel that way about it. And I think that Haunted Mansion is one of those where it's like because of the time, like back then, like it's crazy for that time. But I think if we're adding in everything from the Ray like until the end, it has to be Rise for me here. There's other ones I think maybe more so than Haunted Mansion that I will put over Rise because they're like short to the point I think like add to it well. But I just think that for me, like Rise is so just like intricate that there's lots there. So I'm going to vote for Rise as well, which I'm shocked at that, but yeah.
You're shocked that you're voting Rise?
Yeah, well, yeah, like I think that Haunted Mansion is one that I like love as well, but I just think that Rise, like if I'm being unbiased of like everything about it, I think that's where I'm going to go.
I'm going to vote for Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. How come?
Because I just like it better.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't
That's
know.
okay.
Am I supposed to be voting like what I think other people think or my own
No,
stuff?
you.
Yeah.
What you
What you think?
Okay, I will
if you like the
vote Haunted
pre-show,
Mansion.
you always do. To be fair, Heidi
I-
always stands there and like looks
look.
around, and
I take it in.
yeah. Oh look, people are giving Katelyn her flowers in the chat here about her argument.
Nice
It
job,
starts
Katelyn.
right
Yeah.
here. So Tacey is voting Haunted Mansion. Pamela's voting for Rise. Magical Castle is voting for Haunted Mansion. So is Kennedy and Kaden and Tyler, all voting for Haunted Mansion. Caroline says, I got to do Rise. It's everything. So is Gracie for the same reasons as last time. Steve says Star Wars every time. This is the pre-show that you're looking for. Kim is voting Haunted Mansion. And Steve says that Katelyn gives a good argument, though,
Thank
for
you.
Haunted Mansion.
I tried.
You tried. It is very close.
That's so sad.
We'll give it a couple of minutes
I
here.
take
but
back what I said earlier.
What?
You can't change it.
No,
No,
I
not
think-
changing my vote. Like
Oh.
earlier in the thing when I said that Rise is not going to be able to be beat. Oh, you missed Katelyn Thomas.
Yeah, that's why I was waiting like a few minutes, like just in case. I think though, this is my thing, is I think that it is what Katelyn said though, that if you like re-ride Rise, I think that you just want to get to the ride. Whereas like Haunted Mansion is so much like shorter, but I think I just like that you're like immersed in that story. So
Yeah.
You mean
I don't know.
Rise? It
Yeah.
forces you? Yeah.
yeah, but I think that it is longer, so people are like,
And if you're not like a super, like I know you're not supposed to base it off the ride, but if you don't super like Star Wars, you're not like you can appreciate the pre-show is cool, but like
Mhm.
when I ride it, I'm not like, woo, I'm like.
I will
so
say that
excited here.
my mom and sister and aunt like did it for the first time and they were blown away. Like
Yeah, the
literally
first time.
blown away.
I'm not doubting that. Like honestly, like Rise has the best technology. It
Yeah.
easily
It is the
easily is
best.
just like the coolest, but it's like for my favorite.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mhm.
That's what it
Truly
is.
right now, like I have to say Haunted Mansion.
So Haunted Mansion is moving on by 3 votes. It beat out Rise. So Haunted
Great.
Well,
Mansion.
did you guys include Haley and Tommy's too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Before
Haunted Mansion.
the-
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
3.
okay, sorry.
So Haunted Mansion is
Austin said.
Caitlin's putting salt on the wound.
Yeah.
She's trying to add another vote
It
on there.
wouldn't be a bracket without me getting
An Austin heartbreak.
disappointed.
Yeah, too bad that Llama
Oh,
Floof
I
is in
love
here.
Floof
I
not
know.
here.
It wasn't.
I wonder what Llama Floof
Wasn't
would
Llama
vote for.
Floof in on making this live?
I think maybe, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
that
one and
makes
some other
sense,
ideas,
yeah.
yeah. But that's okay. Maybe Llama Floof will watch back.
Yeah.
So Haunted
And
Mansion's
he'll
moving
be
on.
sad.
We were thinking of you, Llama.
Oh, never
Yeah.
mind. I thought that it was the end of this side, but Haunted
Oh.
Mansion.
I thought that was the last two.
So did I. Haunted
Uh-oh.
Mansion is going up against
Oh.
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Against the beloved Rockin' from earlier.
Okay, I'm just gonna say Haunted Mansion.
Nice.
Yeah, Austin.
I'm gonna say Haunted Mansion as well.
Like, I'm sorry, if Haunted Mansion wins against Rise, you cannot tell me that it doesn't win against Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's
fair.
fair.
I just really do love the Rock and pre-show.
All right, go for it.
No, I'm
Whatever
not
you
gonna.
think.
No, I don't think that it's a better pre-show. I just like really like it a lot.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah, like I think that it's so like again like it's that 90s of like
that's crazy.
when they're like yeah, I don't know. I just think that it's good. Like you know that we love our fans and it's like oh it's so cheesy but it's so funny to me. And it adds to the story. But yeah, Haunted Mansion has to be the one. If it beat out Rise, I mean that like Rise would have swept Rock and Roller Coaster, I think. So it's got to be Haunted Mansion. So 4 votes on our end for Haunted Mansion. We'll
I
see what
didn't
everybody else
vote.
has to say. Yeah. I
No.
thought that you said.
She didn't
Oh,
vote.
well, you're not voting Rockin'.
Yeah, I know.
I thought that you already did, like at the very beginning. I'm so
No,
sorry, Heidi. What's your
it's
vote?
Okay. Haunted Mansion.
Why?
Because I like it.
That's funny. So yeah, we're gonna have Haunted Mansion as our votes. Again, if you're just like coming in, because I saw that like a bunch of people just kind of joined here, but we're ranking all of Walt Disney World's pre-shows in a bracket, and we're gonna see which one comes out on top. Be sure to like the stream. We're gonna put their channel down there later on. Head to their channel as well, because which we'll touch on later. We got some Disney vlogs together, which is so
We
fun.
got some Disney vlogs.
Kennedy and Brianna are voting for Haunted Mansion. So is Caroline and Tyler, Haley, and Tommy say, get that stinky room out of here. Voting for Haunted Mansion. Kaden and Pamela and Happy Travel Vlogs and Gracie all voting for Haunted Mansion. Steve and Magical Castle Company voting for Haunted Mansion. Kim's voting for Rockin'. Tacey says Rockin'. I love a Ken Marino cameo. And then Heidi put in Caitlin's YouTube channel there. So definitely go check her out if you have not already, which I'm sure if you're here, you have because you already know. But Haunted Mansion is now, I think, the winner of this side, unless there's a surprise pre-show that pops up somewhere that we're unaware of. All right. This side of the bracket, we're going to get into this. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway against Mission Space.
I was just going to say, what is
I
that?
know, I had to take a minute.
Hey,
I was like,
all you
okay.
need to read is the bottom. It
It
is
is
intense. I don't know. I don't have like, okay, I guess that I'll give a rundown because it's the first round for each. Runaway Railway, of course, is you're coming to watch like the world premiere of Mickey's Perfect Picnic. And then you get transported into the cartoon world through the screen. And Mission Space, haven't done Mission Space since I was younger. So in my research on it, it just tells you that it's intense a bunch of times and goes over safety and stuff. But it kind of prepares you for like your like mission to space.
And it just tells you if you're going to throw up, you got to back out now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Any love on our end for Mission Space? Anybody?
I've never done it, so I can't vote for it.
I have done
truly.
it.
Okay,
so I'm
Austin.
voting for Mickey and Minnie's.
I
Yeah.
have done it, but there's no love for the pre-show.
Heidi?
I've also done it, and the one time that I did the more intense one, there was this kid who was like very knowledgeable. He was like 7 about space, and he made it really good, but that's not the actual pre-show, so I'm gonna vote for.
Like,
I gotta go vote for
That's
the
funny.
Runaway Railway one.
I'm gonna save this for later on, like when it goes
Yeah.
up against like something better. But Runaway Railway is a
It's a good one.
very good pre-show.
Very good.
We all know this. I think it's gonna be clean sweep. Kennedy, Tyler, and Brianna all voting for Runaway Railway. So is Haley and Tommy and Kaden and Anna and Elaine, Pamela and Caroline. She says, I didn't even know the other one. That is so
Yeah.
funny. Gracie says, Lervit. Very funny.
Nervous.
Kim and Tacey and Steve. Mission Space is a snooze fest. Very funny. Let's see. Tommy said the Space Kid was the best part of the pre-show. He was there with you.
You were Tommy?
Yeah, it was Tommy and Sam. And
Oh,
you.
it was.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, I was like,
That's funny.
I don't remember who was there. Yeah, it was. It was so good. I
That's
was like,
funny.
this is so iconic.
That's funny. Happy Travel Vlog says Mission Space was one and done back in April of 2005. Mickey and Minnie. I think that this ride is pretty crazy though, that it's like an actual thing that they like used or like maybe
It's
still use to
intense.
train astronauts and stuff. Like
Is that
that's
good?
yes.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that like on my program. I think
I
that was
just-
pretty crazy.
I just feel like it's time for them to retire that ride. But anyways.
I would agree.
I mean, I think there's probably definitely better uses of the space,
Yeah.
but
I just honestly can't like muster up to go and do it.
No,
I
I-
don't
I'm
think
too
you'll
scared.
fit in it.
But I also just like I'm too afraid. Like Caitlin said, I don't even want to sit in there. Like
It feels like
and-
you're getting pulled back and you're just gonna pass out.
and
Yeah,
talk
I
about a
don't like
pre-show scaring you. If it 5 times says this is intense, I would be like my heart would be racing. I'd be
Though,
more nervous.
The Soarin' one, when I was younger, made me cry because I thought it
That's
was
fair.
really
Because
scary.
you're afraid of
You're
that.
afraid of height.
the
Yeah.
only problem with like if they closed it and changed it, they got to keep something spaced there
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
The restaurant,
The
yeah,
restaurant.
you're right.
Buzz Lightyear's, whatever.
Yeah. Add in more IP, Caitlin. People love IP,
IP.
Yeah,
like movies and
Series.
stuff, instead of like original.
instead of just like generic.
Huh?
Like when you,
I'm just being sarcastic because everybody says like that they don't like when there's more like movies and stuff. They want like original stuff like Everest
Oh.
and stuff like that.
Really?
Figment, yeah.
Oh, I want to feel like I'm in a movie. I do.
That's fair.
Sorry, this isn't the conversation we
you-
should be having.
No, that's fair. Yeah, we'll save that for like another time. Tyler says that it's time for something new to be put where mission spaces. There we go. So Runaway Railway. Moving on, baby. Alrighty.
Why did you put that photo in?
Because it was the clearest picture of him that I could find. This is
What a
Terry
terrible photo.
Crews.
People aren't even going to vote
No.
because they're going to be confused.
No. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind pre-show. I couldn't put like both of them in together. I was going to, but then seeing the room with all the people, I was like, people are gonna just, I don't know. So Terry Crews, which is the second room, and the first room is Glenn Close. What?
I'm so confused. You should have just took a screenshot from one of our videos or something.
Yes, but it was not clear.
Oh, okay.
That's why this was the clearest one. So anyway, this is the Cosmic Rewind pre-show versus the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor pre-show. The Guardians pre-show, I will say, is pretty like divisive, and I think that it comes down to in the like second room. I think that people have ruined the pre-show.
Yeah,
I'm
they
sure at
really
some
have.
point I've been guilty 1 or 2 times of walking over to the right side, but I don't do it every time.
And you don't run.
There are people who sprint over to the door. I've seen people open the door and go through when they're closed. So I'm taking that like out of it for now until maybe it's a bit closer with something else. But I just think that that's maybe going to come into play. But of course, that one, there's the first room where they kind of educate you on like what's going to happen, that you'll be brought up to the like Nova ship. Terry Crews does his whole bit about like Epcodians and stuff. And then you go into the other room and the walls come down and it's very, very cool. Laugh Floor is about a 10-minute. Just kidding. Like what say like 5
No,
minutes.
it's 10 minutes because anytime
They
it's a
count it
walk on,
down,
it
no?
says 10 minutes
That's fair.
outside, and
Okay,
they say
so
in just 10 minutes,
Yeah, they
in
do.
just
That's
5
fair.
minutes, in just 2 minutes,
That's
in
fair.
just 1 minute.
But-
So
To be fair, like I actually kind of like the like TV little like bit with Mike,
To be honest, I've
But-
never watched it.
but like the experience is just so bad.
yeah,
Like
I
And
think
you're
that the
shoved
whole
in like sardines.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep
no. Like I think like the whole part of it is that you're supposed to have then been transported into like Monsters Inc. And this is like what a hallway would look like, I guess. But it's outdated. I hate how I shouldn't say hate, but they added in like a Monsters like university part that just adds even longer to it. And I think even if people hate on it, the Cosmic Rewind pre-show is incredible. It adds to the story. I still don't get how that cosmic like yes is like gone.
That's cool.
spoilers.
Well, I feel like that you've rode this maybe hopefully or seen it. I'm so sorry for spoiling the pre-show. But
Well,
Um,
there's no
On the count of 3,
There's no
let's all
spoilers.
vote.
yeah.
with that green.
3
Wait, I didn't vote.
No,
on the
we
count
haven't
of 3,
voted.
we're all gonna vote.
No, we're all gonna vote
Oh.
at the same time because it's gonna be the same, right?
3, 2, 1.
Cosmic
Guardians.
Rewind.
Guardians.
Yeah.
We should plan that better.
But I just think that it's way better. And if you
I'll talk
love the
about
Laugh
my
Floor
stuff
one,
later then.
I was gonna,
okay,
that's what
that's fair.
I'm
We'll save it for
down.
later.
yeah,
Okay.
I have some comments.
All right, Kaden and Tyler and
Nice,
Brianna are voting
nice.
for Guardians. Tacey and Magical Castle and Kennedy as well voting for Cosmic Rewind. So is Kim. Haley and Tommy say, cannot believe I'm voting this way, but Cosmic Rewind. Caroline as well. I vote for Terry Crews. Gracie says, Guardians, I could not hate a pre-show more than Laugh Floor. I'm always sweating buckets in there and just waiting for it to end. It is fun to quote though. So yeah, the Monsters University School of Laughing. I can't stand it. Happy Travel Vlogs and Steve as well voting for Cosmic Rewind. Oh no, voting for neither. The Laugh Floor is too long. And Pamela says, I never rode Guardians, but I will be in Disney World in 6 days and we'll be riding it. So can I still vote for Guardians?
Yes.
Yes, you
That's
can.
so
happy.
exciting.
I'm so sorry
I
if
hope
we
you get a good
ruined
song.
if we ruined any of it for you, Pamela. Now I'm so sorry, but you're still gonna love it. It's incredible, the pre-show. I
And
think.
there's no spoiler
No
pictures
spoilers
here.
in this picture. This is just Terry Crews back, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Well, clean sweep for Cosmic Rewind. I do love Laugh Floor though. I know this isn't
yeah,
part
like
of
the
it,
so
TV part
funny.
is fun, but it's just I don't know. It's too long and hot. Gross, sweaty.
but yeah, seriously.
All the above.
All the above. Alrighty. Next up, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror.
Oh.
Magical Castle Company shirt. Going up against Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run. Of course, Tower of Terror is you go into like the library, all of the lights go off, lightning, and then there's the little thing on the TV that tells you about what's happening. And then Smugglers Run, is his name Hondo?
Yes.
and he is an animatronic, and you see like the Falcon comes down. There's like a Chewbacca screen. There are some times where the animatronic actually doesn't work, but we're not factoring that in. It's if it's like perfectly done, and it's a pretty cool animatronic.
Wait, if it doesn't work, what happens? Nothing.
I think he's just like covered up, isn't he?
He's turned around backwards, I think, and they
and he's pointing. You're right.
Yeah.
But I think when that one works, it's pretty cool. So do you guys have an opinion right away at the back?
I do have an opinion.
Okay.
Because I'm like a super like Star Wars guy.
Yeah.
And so Hondo being there, if you've watched the animated series, you know that it's cool. And I love seeing him. And like the Tower of Terror one is cool. It's fun, whatever. But I just love the Hondo one. And
I think if you know the lore behind Hondo, because I will tell you, if I was given this vote 2 weeks ago, I would have voted for Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
But I have recently been made aware that I don't want to give too much away, but like
in the show, you mean? No, it's fine. It's
fine. There's like Hondo isn't just, which I thought he was. I thought he was just a made up character that they made for this ride, but he's actually a character in Rebels. And when I found that out, and they make him so accurate to the show, I have to vote Smugglers Run, which is crazy to me. So.
It's fair. So you're saying that it's cool how it's like from the show, like in a park ride,
and
it adds to the story, and they nailed it.
They nailed it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Very cool.
His mannerisms, the way he talks.
Very cool.
His wording that it's really good. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
There we go, Heidi.
So 2 for Smugglers Run.
2 for Smugglers Run.
Tower. This is the same thing as the Haunted Mansion for me. I know a lot of people I don't know if they don't like it, but a lot of people kind of ruin the pre-show in my experience, where I'm actually just like trying to listen because I just like it, and they're talking and I get a bit annoyed, but I ignore it and I just focus on what's happening in front of me. But I think it's so cool because it gets so scary and it's like the room's so dark, and then it sets up the tone for the ride, and it's not that long. So yeah, that's what I'll vote for.
I think that this one's hard for me because I think if you like sit back and you look at like the technical stuff, I think that Smugglers Run, of course, is way cooler. I think that Tower like is a weird one where it's like a screen-based one, but it's not like a safety one. It's more so trying to like add to the story.
Draw you in.
I haven't seen the Smugglers like Run one in a while because like the last time that I did it, he was turned around. So this is hard because I feel like I'm trying to get out of like the ride because I like Tower better. But I think I think in terms of the pre-show and like putting you into the story, I think I'm gonna do Tower only because I don't like remember exactly what happens in like the Smugglers Run one, whereas I know exactly what is happening in the Tower one because I always like pay attention. So that's where I'm gonna go with it. But I feel like if I watch like the show, I'm gonna love seeing him in person, moving around and stuff. So I'm looking at that, which was harder for me to do, which I'm shocked. Let's see. Kennedy's voting for Tower. So is Tacey. Magical Castle says easy for us. Tower. So is Gracie and Caden. We got some love here from Steve for Smugglers Run. Tyler and Caroline voting for Tower. Caroline says, I'm sorry, but I can't understand what that dude's saying.
It's true. It was part of the bit.
That's fair. There we go. Brianna's voting for Tower every day. I love her. Pamela's voting for Smugglers Run. Haley and Tommy say Tower. Pre-show. Creeped me out. Yes, when I was younger.
They made a new post.
Oh, the Hondo animatronic is cool. So I guess I gotta vote for Smugglers Run. That's fair. Got it.
Okay.
Kim and Happy Travel Vlogs also voting for Smugglers Run. Magical Castle says not hard, Brandon. And Tyler says the Tower also uses footage of Rod Sterling from the Twilight Zone. Plus, he was dubbed by someone. Rock's wife chose to voice him. Cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
There we go. So Tower's moving on.
Yes.
Closer than I thought, though. But
it was close.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, guys.
It is a good pre-show.
That's what I mean. Like I would have voted for it, but I think if more people knew the lore behind it, I think it would help.
Yeah, that's fair. So Tower's moving on. Next up, good old Dr. Seeker and the Dinosaur pre-show, or this girl who does this from the Star Tours pre-show. Of course, both of these are screen-based. The Dinosaur one is more like, I think, also kind of safety with like the seatbelt thing, but it's more of like a story where Dr. Seeker is sending you on this thing, but Dr. Marsh is like, it's only supposed to be that we're going back to like a certain time. And then he says it's going to be fine. And then the Star Tours one, of course, is more safety, where it's like smoking and photography, never permitted, all those kind of things. And it's very like 90s as well. I think both of these are very like similar, but like also very different. I think people love Mr. Dr. Seeker, but you guys in the back, what do you think? Any thoughts?
I'm not a dinosaur lover,
Yeah.
but I will vote for the dinosaur pre-show because it is cute, it's funny, it's like, you know, it's like classic like you said, kind of like 90s Disney, but it's like he's like, oh, what about that thing? We're in. Like I think it's pretty funny. Like it's pretty cute.
That's fair.
I'm 100% voting Dino as well. I'm very sad that it's going away.
I would agree.
Yeah, R.I.P. Dino.
Seriously, R.I.P. Dino. I know that we already talked about it, but you guys like, yeah, we were talking about this yesterday. Like, poor Dino.
Yeah.
What about you, Heidi?
I'm also voting for Dino. I also think that it relates to the ride like very well. It
Perfect.
sets it up.
It does.
Exactly what
It
the
makes you
ride will be.
understand what you're doing.
Yeah, otherwise it wouldn't make sense.
I have become a Star Tours fan.
The biggest fan.
I really, really like it a lot. And I really like the pre-show because it is very like as well, like 90s with like Chewbacca and all of like the people like in their outfits, like in the actual ride. I love when the kid turns around for the picture and then turns and Chewbacca then goes like this, like it's like super delayed. I think it's hilarious. I love this lady. I don't even know her name. I think she's so funny. I love when she changes to Spanish and goes like this and then it's Spanish. But Dr. Seeker is so good. It's like that you said, Katelyn, like there's so many like little things that he says and how he says them that he just kind of like holds you there the whole time. And I think that he's like associated with that ride more so than this Star Tours one. I think that he like is one of those ones where like he is associated with the ride, like him, like the Soarin guy. Like I think that they're like a part of the ride, which I think is cool for that pre-show to do that. So I'm also going to vote for Dr. Seeker and the Dinosaur pre-show. We'll see what everybody else has to say. Magical Castle, Seeker forever, Caden, and like everybody's voting for Dr. Seeker. They just love him. Seeker, see total 180 of the, or like whatever of that other guy. Stevens,
whatever his,
Casey, Dr. Seeker, Kim's voting for Dinosaur, Haley and Tommy, Dino, Pamela's voting for Star Tours, Kennedy's voting for Dinosaur, but says, I do love my Star Tours robot lady. Brianna's voting for Star Tours, Happy Travel Vlogs, and Caroline also voting for Dinosaur. Steve, again, Star Wars every time. Brianna says that Star Tours is so funny, Brandon. Your impressions are spot on. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's one of my things now is this lady. I don't even know her name. Does she have a name? Somebody must know. Let me know, please. But Dinosaur, so sad to click this. Moving on.
You voted for that.
I know, but I love that lady. She's so funny. Next up, Cosmic Rewind versus Tower of Terror.
This is crazy.
This one's an easy one for me.
Yeah,
Cosmic Rewind. I know that people, I think at this point now, are gonna like factor in the like annoyingness of like running to the right, and that it is pretty long. I will say, like you were saying this, I think that you don't like the first room, but you like the second room.
That's what I was gonna say.
Which I think is also part of it, where like the first room is very like
brutal. It's brutal. It's
what
brutal.
don't you like about it? Let everyone know. You were talking about it the other day.
You know what? I cannot stand, and I'm sorry if you're this person, but I cannot stand when he says, do they know what they call themselves? And you hear some weirdo yell out, we're drunks, we're day drinkers, we're this. Oh my gosh, it gets so old so fast and it drives me crazy. And I just dread it. When we go into that room, I just know what's going to be said and it drives me insane. But like, and then people running. No, the more I talk about it, the more I'm not going to vote for it. Because it really does. It really bothers me. If I was in there by myself, I would still hate the first room. But the second part, like when you're actually, when the thing happens, I don't want to spoil for Pamela. Yep. When the thing happens in the second room, and then you're like, whoa. And then all this stuff, like that's so cool. Like totally so cool. Take away all the other people that are weird about it. So cool. But
I think it's also big points how they have like the actual like actors in there. I think is really cool.
Yeah, I love that.
I think that like really adds to it.
What did you vote, Brandon?
I also I Cosmic Rewind.
You voted Cosmic Rewind.
I just think that like second room is on the level of like Rise for me, where it's like very cool. Like I said, I still don't know how they do like some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that it really adds like the story of like the more that I watch it, like when I hear things or see things, when you see like the probability on Rocket's like little thing when he turns it, it's like so low that you're not gonna like make it and stuff. I think that just adds to it. You said this the last time that it is like so hard to hear and focus because people are so done with the pre-show that they just don't want to listen, watch.
When I'm in the first room, it feels like you're in school and like you're getting over the teacher talking, and you just sit there, and then the pre-show's up, and you're like, what did they even say? Like, and it took me. We wrote it like every single day on our last trip, and it took me so long to actually focus because every single time it started, I would just ignore what they're saying.
Yeah.
So it is like that first room that bothers me, but
Yeah, no, I agree. I would vote for Tower of Terror.
There you go.
Just because like the second room is so cool. It's probably the best individual room of the pre-shows. Like I didn't think about that like 100%, but I could say that and be like fairly confident.
Yeah.
But the first room, hate it.
Yeah.
Talk about the reasons why. All the people hate it. Like, running through the closed doors, past the cast members. Like it's just such a nightmare.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I was kind of saving like an argument in case there was like a Rise versus Cosmic Rewind thing where it's like every room on Rise is so good and like there's no like if it runs smoothly, obviously, if everything works.
No, that's
like,
fair.
All the rooms are so good, but this one it's like you're just not in it, and then all of a sudden the second room is so good and you're like, wow, like
that's
what
true.
happened to the first room? Like why can't we So I don't know. Anyways, I'm just gonna vote for Tower of Terror.
I feel like I'm gonna vote for Guardians, even though I was just crapping on it. But I'm gonna let it go because I'm gonna think about like, okay, the first time I did ride it, like I didn't really love the first show, but like again, like that the second part is really, really cool.
Yeah.
But I think I'll vote for Guardians just for one more round.
I know, I don't know what to vote for. It's hard for me.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that you have to factor in everything. I think that my thing is that second room, even if the first room like sucks and the people bother me, I started like on my last like my program, I would stand there and make a point that I'm watching the pre-show and I like to watch it. Like I like to see the stuff happen. I think it's cool. But I think like you guys kind of said though, like the first room does kind of stink and I don't like the people that like run because like honestly, how much quicker does it make your experience? Not really at all. Exactly. So I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna vote for Guardians as well because of the second room. Because I do like to be in that room, and also I like to now look at when the thing is like. Well, I'm not gonna say anything, but you know that part.
Yeah.
I look at everyone else because I want to see like the people who are experiencing it for the first time.
It is a cool one
then,
for the first time.
You see everyone's like, "What's happening?"
And when
then
you first get in that room, like I remember the first time, and like you can attest to this because you wrote it before I did, and like it is so cool that first time you wrote, the first time you're in that room, you're like, how the heck did this just happen? Like, it's very, very cool. It's very cool.
This is the argument that you guys made against Rise.
Right. That's fair. Is that
the first time it was so good?
That's
every
fair.
time that happens, it is very cool to me.
No,
every
that's
time
fair.
it happens, it is very cool to me.
I'm there with you, Austin.
I don't know.
That's fair.
And I do
Tower holds up. Tower holds up.
I get bored of Tower.
Oh,
okay, fair enough.
Dang.
Okay, sorry, keep going.
Mine could have went either way. Now I'm like second guessing myself.
It's tough.
I don't know.
Mine was very close.
Kennedy's gonna vote for Tower, so is Kaden, and then Brianna's gonna vote for Guardians. Steve is voting for Tower. Kim and Gracie are voting for Cosmic Rewind. Tacey and Caroline voting for Tower. Haley and Tommy say if we're counting when you go in the room and opens up, I'm Guardians, but if it's just the first room, I'm a big no. It's fair.
So it's the whole. So then it would be Guardians.
Yeah. Pamela's also voting for Guardians. Happy Travel Vlogs is as well. And Magical Castle's voting for Tower. Haley and Tommy say the cast members should be responding when he goes, what I'm on. Somebody's got to tell me what I'm on, like Rock and Roller Coaster. That's fair. I think that's cool. And then Tyler says the second room of Guardians is the best part of the queue, while Tower visually stays consistent. So it's a tough one for me. It's Tower for me. It's fair.
Oh, it's close.
Wow.
Does anybody want to change their vote?
I don't know.
I still stand for now.
You still stand for now? I think though that now that Austin said that about the argument like that I made, but I voted for Rise. So, but that was the argument like kind of about that it was
It
The
stands
first
the
time.
test of time.
Yeah.
but also that it over time, like people don't want to be there the whole time. I think that is very true for like
Yeah.
I don't know. Out of every pre-show, the Guardians one is the one that I think people just want to bypass and go to the ride. Like if you said
Which I don't get.
if you said what's one ride that you could bypass the pre-show and go to the ride, everybody would say Guardians.
Like it's so weird. Like why do people rush so much to get to the ride?
I don't know.
If you already
I
waited that long, like it doesn't really
I
matter.
feel guilty. I kind of want to change my answer, but I feel like I shouldn't because now that I know that Tower is so close.
my thing is though, I like the pre-show. I don't like all of the people in the pre-show with me. And I feel like that I can't factor that because like Disney didn't do it that way. That's not Disney's fault when they
They
made
should
the
have
pre-show.
like a different door open every time so people don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna vote for Guardians, so I'm gonna hold mine, Heidi.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna change.
All right, by one vote, Cosmic Rewind
That's
moves
crazy.
That
on and
was
beats out
crazy.
Tower.
Also, sorry for everyone who was just sitting there listening to us bicker for like 10 minutes about the queue.
What a debate.
Yeah,
No
like
one else
that's
cares.
funny.
Yeah.
Steve's
No
like,
one
what a
else cares.
debate. There's
Yeah.
nobody's watching anymore.
Yeah, everybody left. We're like, what are these guys talking about?
That's funny. All right, Runaway Railway versus Cosmic
Oh,
Rewind.
this is interesting as well.
Very different pre-shows, but I think both of them have very cool effects in them. If anybody agrees or disagrees.
Mhm.
Caitlin, do you have an opinion already?
Yeah, I'll give you my
Okay.
opinion.
Go ahead.
I feel like as a whole,
Mhm.
I like Mickey and Minnie's from the second I walk into that room till when you leave that room.
Mhm.
And I remember the first time, again, I'm gonna do
The
it for
first
the
like
first time.
3 times.
Yeah,
Mhm.
literally the first 3 times I could not figure out how they did it. I couldn't. I
Yeah.
was like, what is going on? The song is also a freaking bop.
I
Like
agree.
every time we're in there, I'm like, like I am jamming. I love it. I love that pre-show. I would watch the pre-show and not even ride the ride, honestly.
Yeah.
So 100,000%, I would vote for Mickey and Minnie's. I love that pre-show.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm voting Mickey and Minnie's as well.
Yeah.
For the same reasons where, like, if Cosmic Rewind didn't have all the like stuff
The
going
bells and
on,
whistles, yeah.
it probably the second room would win over the
For
second
sure.
room of Cosmic Rewind with no crazy people running through the doors.
Yeah.
Is
Is
the
better
best.
than Mickey and Minnie's, but the whole experience, Mickey and Minnie's every
That's
time.
fair.
Yeah.
Heidi?
That's fair. I'll support what Austin said. I feel like that's valid. I don't have
Yeah.
anything to add.
I'm there with you guys. I'm with Caitlin. Like the second I walk in there, I am so excited about what's about
And
to
I am
happen.
immersed. I am like, we are at
I-
a world premiere.
Yeah. and I love like the cast member, like the one time that I wrote it when Goofy says, can you whatever he says, like about like letting them in. And she goes, I don't know, like I just got hired. I don't know the protocols. I don't know. Like, and then he goes, thanks. And he just like totally cut her off. I thought it was so
Oh,
funny.
That's funny.
So I feel like that they can do a lot as well with that one, which I'm not going to factor in. But like the cast members in Cosmic Rewind pre-show are not having a fun time.
They're like
hate
this.
They-
their lives.
They have to stand there when people are going to like, and they go like this.
And they go, nobody
and
don't
they
move
wait.
until
And I just think that it's so sad that that's what that pre-show has now become. Whereas like Mickey and Minnie's song is incredible. The like effect is incredible. And it's like short, quick, perfect.
I was gonna say, and sometimes less is more, and I
I
think that
agree.
is what it is. Because if you think about it, it is such a simple thing that happens in Mickey and Minnie's. I don't want to give anything away in case
no,
people haven't seen it.
but this is
you know, it's such a simple thing that happens, and it really just you're like, wow, like that was really cool. Actually, I don't know how they did that.
I agree. So that's on our end. 4
I know
votes.
now. I have figured it out now. But.
Yeah. Brianna's going to vote for Guardians. Haley and Tommy are voting for Runaway Railway. Magical Castle is voting for Guardians. And so is Tyler. He said if we're talking Disneyland, Mickey and Minnie's would win, but it's Guardians for me.
Yeah, he changed.
Oh, sorry. Oh, never mind. Can I
Did
change?
I already vote for him online? Can you just start again?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Start again. No, you're good. Brianna's voting for Guardians and Magical Castle as well. Haley and Tommy and Happy Travel Vlogs are voting for Runaway Railway. So is Gracie and Tacey and Caden, Kim and Kennedy. Kennedy says that it's more fun. Tyler's also voting for Runaway Railway, changing his answer for sure. Caden says, a fun fact, there are 36 hidden Mickeys in the pre-show, in the pre-show room alone. Very cool.
Crazy.
Caroline,
Is Caden the cast member
no, but
Oh.
Caden's very knowledgeable.
Just
Wow,
knows the
Katie.
facts.
There you go. Caroline is voting for Runaway Railway as well. Guardians is boring to me, even with all the effects. Reb, welcome in. Thanks for being here. And Steve says, Mickey and Minnie's, love you guys. Have a good night. Work is looming. Boo. Well,
Steve is
thanks,
always-
Steve.
Bye,
is-
Steve.
Steve
Steve is
working
on the
so
grind.
hard.
Seriously,
Thank you
Steve.
for coming though.
Yes, have a great night for sure. So Runaway Railway. Moving on.
Nice. That makes me feel better about Tower not going through.
All right. Next up, Runaway Railway versus Dinosaur. Is this a close contest? Is there a discussion here? What does everybody think?
No.
No contest?
Like really, like if you're comparing them, like
Yeah.
I feel like Dinosaur is boring compared to this. Like,
Yeah.
and I know that like, you know, it doesn't, it's older and whatever, but it's like, I just think like I smile the whole time I watch Mickey and Minnie. Even if it was just the screen part,
Yeah.
I would just smile the whole time with Mickey and Minnie's. And like while the Dr. Seeker is cool, like I would still vote for Mickey and Minnie's.
You guys agree?
Yeah, like I love the Dinosaur. I love Dinosaur. I love the pre-show. I love everything about it. But they're very similar in like the presentation of them, as it's like a screen thing.
Yeah.
But Mickey and Minnie's is just the technology is just
Yeah.
so much better. So
And it's fun.
It is fun.
The song gets in your head all day.
It was actually, was it 2 years ago? It was number 3 on my Spotify Wrapped.
The song?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
I love that.
Which is so funny. Heidi, what are you voting for?
Mickey Minis.
I'm also, of course. And this is not like I hope that people don't think because it's one of my favorite rides, but like it's just the pre-show.
You
And
also like Dinosaur.
I do,
Yeah.
but I just think that this pre-show is so good. Obviously, Dinosaur's so good as well, but there's just I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it forever because I'll save it for the final here, I think. Where does it start here? Brianna's voting for Runaway Railway, so is Pamela, Tacey, and Magical Castle are voting for Dino. Are you keeping track?
I've just been sitting here listening.
2 and 2 right now. Caroline is voting
Okay.
for Runaway Railway. Happy Travel Vlogs is voting for Dinosaur. Caden is voting for Runaway Railway. Tyler says, comparing both, Dinosaur show ages badly, so Mickey wins for me. And no, it's not because he's my boss. There we go. Very funny. Haley and Tommy say this is the toughest one yet, but I think the song in effect puts the Runaway Railway one over, but the Dino pre-show is necessary for the ride. I agree.
True.
Gracie says, sigh. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. If only Dino had a fun song to get stuck in my head.
So
Kennedy is also voting Runaway Railway. Very tough choice, though. And Kim is voting for Mickey and Minnie's.
Nice.
I agree.
That was
Haley and Tommy and Gracie both made good points.
They did.
Yeah.
That's
For
that's
sure.
the old, like that's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here we go.
Is this the finale?
This is not what I thought it was going to be, to be
What
honest.
did you
In the
think it was
final,
gonna be?
well,
Really?
I like randomly did it, and I feel like that if Rise was on the other side, I think that Rise would have beat Cosmic Rewind. Do you guys think so?
I would have pushed for Rise.
Do you guys think that Rise would have
Oh,
beat Mickey and Minnie's and Cosmic Rewind?
Rise
to
would have
me,
beat-
Rise would have beat Cosmic Rewind, but
I think
I don't know. Don't
I-
ask me that question.
No, I knew Haunted Mansion was gonna probably
Yeah.
go to the end.
I
People
did
love
too.
Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's crazy.
what do you guys think? I don't know if we all have the same. If we're gonna divide here,
I'm going with Haunted Mansion.
okay.
Why?
Let me vote.
Why?
I feel like you need to give answers for this one.
At
'cause
this point, this is the
I'm
final.
gonna go with Haunted
Finale.
Mansion because again, I think the fact that I'm gonna say the Disneyland thing again. It's literally the transportation of how you get to the ride vehicle. Like the fact that they made that incorporated it into the pre-show is so cool. And then the stretching, just the portraits itself, the voice, like everyone going to the middle of the room, like everything about it is just you're so in it, and you never once like I don't know, but you don't do that with Mickey and Minnie's either. Like it's hard, but I just think Haunted Mansion holds up, and I'm just gonna go for Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. Haunted
Yes.
Mansion has definitely withstand the test of time for sure.
This one's hard. I think
Yeah.
if it was the Disneyland elevator, I would.
But I think we should
Pick
be
it.
careful saying that because like somebody else, I don't know who it was, but somebody said in the comments if the Mickey and Minnie's was also
Yeah,
the Disneyland one, it could be different because I don't know what their queue was like,
I
but
don't either.
I'm assuming it's
True.
a different
No,
thing.
but-
So I think we should just
But this is just the
solely-
pre-show though, which
But it is the same. It's the
Mechanics and concept. That's
like,
fair.
The
You're
stretch
right.
room is the exact same.
You're right. So that's not a factor.
Okay.
I'm voting for Runaway Railway, not because I like the ride. I like that every time I walk in there, I'm excited about it. It's quick.
You
The
do
song
love,
is
like,
great.
picture.
I love the like effect. I love how there's like the cast member thing with Goofy, which is like I think it's the Rock and Roller Coaster thing, but done better.
Mhm.
And like maybe there's more to it there. And I just think that like everybody in there is happy to be there. And I think honestly, like I've rode that lots of times. I don't really know if there's like a lot of people chatting in that one. I feel like it's pretty, everybody's kind of focused on. I could be wrong. I really don't think that every time that I've rode it that people chat in that one. Whereas Haunted Mansion, I think is kind of, I think that people maybe more so aren't into it as Mickey and Minnie's. I could be wrong with that, but I'm gonna vote for Runaway Railway.
Nice.
Heidi, do you want to go?
Do you have your vote?
No.
Okay, I'll vote then. I'm gonna vote for Haunted Mansion because I feel like I don't know, both of these are very good, but I feel like Haunted Mansion like really gets me excited for the ride, and it really sets the tone. Like when I'm in there, I'm like feeling spooky, and like it just feels very, like I said before, like it's almost for me better than the ride sometimes. Whereas I like Mickey's and Minnie's, but I'm just gonna vote for Haunted Mansion.
I will say one thing before Katelyn goes. I think that both of these being in the final shows for a pre-show that like less is more to people. I think where like a quick, effective 1 room, 2-minute pre-show, people like more than a like multiple room, which I think that Rise is more different. But I think that Cosmic Rewind, like the 1 room, like Austin said, the 1 room is so strong, the other one is so weak. Rise, it's more consistent. But I think with these, it's just a 1 quick room, super quick thing. They both kind of have a cool like effect with them. They're both kind of like the same in the way, like a little bit, but yeah. You have your vote, or you're still unsure?
No, I think I have my vote. I think that, so with Haunted Mansion, like when you get in the ride, you're already pretty immersed in the atmosphere of it. Like you have the spooky graveyard, you're in the spooky, you know, the whatever, the cast members are spooky, everything's spooky. You go into this room and you walk in and you're still in a spooky house, right?
Yeah.
But like with Mickey and Minnie's, I think it's really cool how when you're walking through the queue, you're in a theater and then you're in the movie, and then you are physically in the movie, and just the way that the queue is, it makes you look like you are in a 2D atmosphere. Like everything about like the black lines around everything and everything like that. And like, I know we're not voting on the whole line, like I get it, but
no, but that's fair.
But
it adds to the story.
Exactly. It really is it's how you're able to transport into Mickey and Minnie's. So I feel like for me, that kind of pushes it over the edge. But I will say, because I have been like just complaining about all the little things, I know I am not a fan of like a little like ad lib, because I cringe when Goofy talks to the cast member. And I don't know why, but like sometimes people are just like so cringy. And I have to say, like when I watch vlogs, I always skip past it because I get so cringed out by it. It's so funny. But as a whole, like I still vote for Mickey and Minnie's. But I don't love an ad lib. I'm determined. I don't love it. I think
I love like the second that it does like the little like and like the little thing changes. It's just it's so good. I think it's gonna maybe be close, maybe not. I could be wrong. Yeah. We are starting off.
But I thought I was gonna vote for Haunted Mansion. Coming into this, I thought Haunted Mansion was gonna win for me.
We're starting here, Brianna. Haunted Mansion. Kennedy as well, Haunted Mansion. Haley and Tommy, Runaway Railway. Tacey and Happy Travel Vlogs, and Tyler and Caden all voting Haunted Mansion. Pamela's voting for Runaway Railway. Claire, welcome. Thanks for being here. Says, I've just been listening in, but I will cast my only vote for the finale, Haunted Mansion, hands down. Magical Castle as well, Haunted Mansion. Tyler says, but I will say the Mickey technology is very impressive. Kim is voting for Runaway Railway. Caroline voting for Haunted Mansion. Gracie says, so hard, but I think Haunted Mansion, it's really cool, too iconic. One of my break rooms used to be next to the top level of the stretching room. It was very, very cool to see behind the scenes. Very cool. And Jeanette, welcome in, says Haunted Mansion. I think that I knew that this was going to happen. Did you guys?
Too. I did too, for sure.
No, I didn't think so.
No?
But I thought it had a good chance.
I wonder.
I thought that Rise was going to win.
Did you? Mm-hmm. I think that nostalgia holds high for people.
Yeah.
And I think like classic stuff, like
simplicity
and stuff. I think I agree, because I think when you take yourself out of it, I think like the pre-show adds to the ride, but I think then also it adds to your wait time of the ride. And when stuff is like, and that's why that Rise does it so well, where it doesn't like feel like you're waiting, like you said, Katelyn, for the ride, but you are, but it doesn't feel like it. Whereas like Guardians, you're not
you're
really
like
doing
twiddling
anything.
your thumbs. You're like, get me through this show.
So anyway, Haunted Mansion
Wow,
Woo!
nice. I'm happy.
is
I'm happy
crowned
with that
I
win.
feel
the
like that
best
deserves it.
pre-show at Walt Disney World. Here's how it shook out.
I can't believe Dinosaur made it that far, actually. Like,
Yeah, it beat
But
up
I guess
Cosmic
it was
Rewind,
only-
which was a heavy hitter. Yeah, look at Dr. Seeker. He's so happy to have made it across. Are there any shockers here for you guys that you were like, basically, like I guess it's all about matchups though as
it's
well.
all
Yeah.
matchups,
Truthfully
yeah.
though, like honestly, I feel like it checks out. Like if you look at the top 6,
Yeah,
I kind of anticipated that would be your top.
that's
6.
fair.
Truly
I think that Tower is one that maybe could have been,
higher.
Higher, yeah.
but then what would it beat out? I don't know. I
But
think
also,
that
yeah,
it's
it's
pretty
I
good.
don't
kind
think
of a
so.
TV.
Like,
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think that it's very interesting though how, like we said, pre-shows are very different. There's like,
And it's very personal.
yeah, it is, and there's like elaborate ones. Not. I think it's very very cool how they're just all so different. You know.
Yeah.
So that is our live stream. We, of course, ranked all of the pre-shows. I think if you put them in a tier list, which we used to do before, I think there'd be a lot of A tier ones.
Yeah.
And then I think some very low ones.
Mhm.
But I don't really think anything in between. Like it's either like they're super good
Mhm.
That's
or
true.
they're kind of not so
I
great.
agree.
You know? We got Laugh Floor and we got Haunted Mansion all over the map. But I'm gonna pull some stuff up here. Of course, we posted this on Monday.
I've watched it 17 times since.
Our last Walt,
And I'm not joking.
our latest Walt Disney World vlog, which is our day at Magic Kingdom, and the last day from Heidi, Katelyn, and Austin's perspective of my last day on the cultural exchange program. I love this little photo. Look at how cute we are.
The
Um,
photo pass was having a ball with us.
They were
Clearly.
truly, seriously. But yeah, like super great one. Love this one so much. Katelyn posted her first one as well, which is super fun. She's also posted her haul, which was great. So go check that out. People love a haul. People love a vlog.
Do you have my thumbnail to pull up there?
I can.
I'm
Watch
kidding,
this.
I'm kidding,
No,
I'm
no.
kidding. No,
Oh,
Brandon,
no.
I'm joking.
No,
I'm
no,
totally joking.
No, we got to do it. I meant to do this
Oh my
earlier, but I
God.
forgot. Look, right on my number one search for anything like this. Here we go.
Oh gosh.
Ready?
Yeah.
Drag it on over. Make it
We
big.
can just play it here.
We can just watch it all together.
Do a live stream.
So there's Katelyn's channel, of course. Super fun. If you haven't subscribed, definitely go subscribe. Put on those post notifications, as you can see that we have on.
And I was gonna say, do you guys have that bell rang?
Oh yeah, we do. There it is. Ring that bell. But yeah, Katelyn posts like lifestyle stuff and her daily life, which is fun, and then her Walt Disney World stuff, which is great. I love watching like the vlogs always, but it's there's like something more special when you're like a part of them. I think it's cool to see like you were saying this like our perspective of you and our vlogs. You're like is more like
Guys, I am so much funnier in their vlogs. I am so much
Unhinged.
funnier in their vlogs than in mine.
it's funny. So there's definitely some great moments in the last vlog. So definitely go check it out. On Monday, we'll have a video like on our channel. Not too sure if it's going to be another vlog or our Walt Disney World haul, depending if we can
Ooh.
film it. What are you hoping for, Katelyn?
Both.
Because we haven't filmed our haul yet, which is crazy, but we've been so busy since we got back. Like it was right into Heidi's clerkship, school, work. So we're going to be busy, but we'll see if we have time to film that tomorrow. If not, we'll post another vlog. There's still lots. Yeah, there's still lots more vlogs to come, but we're definitely going to film that haul and all the pins that we traded for. And then I'm going to do like a recap, of course, like I said, on my Disney program. So hopefully you all had a great time here tonight. Heidi put in Katelyn's Instagram there, I think, and the YouTube
Austin's
channel,
is
and
there.
Austin's is there somewhere
Just
as
a
well.
bit.
Delayed, I guess.
No,
it's also
there.
in there. Gotcha. So definitely go check
Click on
those
it in
out.
there.
We're hoping to go live, like we said, like twice every month, but with like Thanksgiving's coming soon, and then like our Disney pin event here in Hamilton is coming
yeah.
soon. So we'll see when we can go live. Stay tuned on Instagram and in the vlogs because we'll post like an update if we're gonna go live. And if you put on like the little bell, if you ring that bell, it'll tell you when we post a live stream or if we're going live and that kind of stuff. So stay tuned. There's some stuff planned with those. We're gonna rank animatronics, I think, next from Disney World attractions. That's been a highly requested thing. So that's exciting. Gracie says that was the cutest pick ever.
Thank you.
Thanks,
We
Gracie.
miss you.
And Haley and Tommy say, love you all. So much fun tonight. Thank you all for being here. We love you all so much. This was so fun to do in person. Thank you, Katelyn Austin, for taking time out of your weekend with us to do a live stream.
Oh, we are so grateful to be here.
They were forced.
against their will. As Austin said
No.
in the vlog, in our
Yeah.
vlog, what did he
Yeah.
say?
For small world.
I'm here
I
against
don't
my
want to be here.
Yeah.
That's what I
Which
said, I
isn't
think.
true.
Is that how you guys feel about the live?
No.
Just kidding. Yes, all of you have a great night. Tyler says miss seeing me at work. Tyler, I miss you too, my friend.
Aw.
Crazy. How's everything in theater animation over there? Hopefully it's
Probably
great.
great.
Probably great. I miss it so much as well. But we'll see you all very soon in a new video Monday and a live stream soon to come. And
We're
remember,
like the kids now.
Mhm.
oh yeah, and remember, Heidi,
It's always sunny.
yay.
Dun, dun, dun.